What is up, guys? Hope everybody is having a great day. Today, I wanted to talk about something called the known credible paradox. And I think this is extremely important when somebody is an executive, a CEO, or even really building their brand as an organization. Because at the end of the day, I've said it once and I'll continue to say it. I believe that assets are now a commodity in today's world. And I believe due to AI, ideas are now a commodity. But your brand and your ability to execute on your brand is really what's going to separate you from other people. And so I believe that everybody in business is some sort of known and some sort of credible. And what I mean by that is you can be known or you can be not known, and you can be credible or you can be not credible. And so what the known credible paradox allows us to do is it really allows us to understand the type of people out there who are promoting their personal brand and the long-term benefits it has for them as a whole. And so the first one is clearly obvious. If you're not credible and you're not known, well, you'll be forgotten about, because if you're not credible, nobody will trust you. And if you're not known, nobody will remember who you are. And so when it comes to creating content, I think that anybody who's an executive or CEO is in this person. So you don't even have to worry about these people necessarily as competition. Okay. The next people are the people who are known and who are credible, right? And so these are the people who have doubled down on creating content, promoting their personal brand, but actually have something to back it up as well. And so an example of this in the world today would be a guy like Gary Vaynerchuk, right? He's promoted his personal brand, but on top of that, he's actually accomplished things and built a business. Another example of this is The Rock, right? He has his personal brand and he's created content and he's relevant on the social media platforms that matter. But on top of that, he's spent and done his due diligence to actually build huge businesses. Another celebrity who I think does a great job of this is Mark Wahlberg, right? Because Mark Wahlberg has used his celebrity status and then kind of turned it into a lot of businesses. And a guy I know personally is Shaquille O'Neal, where he took his brand, he created content where people are at, and from that he's been able to like actually have credible businesses that are actually out in the marketplace. And so these are the people that you always think of when you think of people who are just killing the game and people who are trying to go to the next level. Okay. And then you have your people who are known, but they are not credible. And typically, this is where social media influencers fall into place, because what they've done is they want to be known for a certain topic. But what they do is, instead of getting really good at that certain topic, they spend so much time trying to be the influencer on social media that they don't actually build a large business. So you have people who want to be known for finance, but who don't actually have a financial company. People who want to be known for real estate, but who actually don't own any real estate. People who want to teach you business and want to coach you on business, but actually don't have a business. I say it all the time. It's like there's the world of coaches who coach other coaches on how to coach coaches. And so these are the people who over time they will get looked at as scams, and that's why people have trouble trusting them. That's why when you see a guy who you can't see his physical assets as far as him owning real estate, but he claims he's a real estate expert, over time you always question to see if the money that he's collecting is actually legitimate. Or the person who wants to coach you on business but doesn't have a business of their own, oftentimes those people get looked at as scammy and people who are trying to take advantage of a certain sector. Now, the last section is where there is the most potential to grow, and it's the people who are not known and who are credible. And the reason for that being is because if you're not known and you're credible, you've already developed a foundation, right? If you own an actual business, but you don't have a social media following, at the end of the day, you could not create any content and you would still have a successful business that you've laid the foundation for. But if you're able to take your knowledge and you're able to really show the world what you've learned in your experiences and how you do things, and you move from being not known to being known, well, now that separates you from other people in your industry because you have the credibility there, right? I think a lot of times what happens is people believe because they are good at something that they don't necessarily have to spend time promoting who they are. But I heard a business saying once, and it's that it's not always the best company that wins or that gets the most market share, but it's oftentimes the best known company that gets the best market share. Another example I've seen of this is in the construction space. If you talk to 80 to 90% of construction companies, they will always say the same thing: we're not the cheapest. And then they'll also tell you that people don't know about us and all we do is get business from word of mouth. And so I'm here to tell you, if you're not the cheapest, right, you either have to market as being the most expensive or the cheapest. You can't spend time in the middle. But the problem with that, on top of that, is that if you're not the cheapest, but yet people don't know about you, you have now become a commodity in the market. And so when you're credible and you're not known, this is the time to be able to really take what you're doing to the next level. This is the time to develop that executive edge. And this is the time to start to create content at scale to promote your personal brand. Because if you're already credible, you already have the footing to take yourself to the next level. But if you begin to create content in form of video, graphics, pictures, whatever it is, you will separate yourself from the competition. And in fact, you'll get so far ahead that you won't have any competition that you're thinking about. So I wanted to show you this chart. I wanted to talk about this because I think it's super important in today's world. And I think that if you can understand this known credible paradox, and you understand that as somebody who is credible but not known, you have the most potential, sky is the absolute limit to what you can do and how you can separate yourself from others in industries and be viewed as a thought leader.